Bug eyes, yeah, bug eyes.
Here we go.
Hey, this is Dr. Buzz with Buckeye Physical Medicine and Rehab. BuckeyePMR.com is the website. I'm here today with Dan. What's up, Dan?
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Dan's a patient at Buckeye. He's been doing hormones for
2 years.
Yeah, for a couple years now. So we're going to talk about how that's helped him. He's a really busy guy, so we'll talk about how that's helped him and some of his experiences. And we've been talking for the past 45 minutes, so I think the show is actually over. We just forgot to put the record, but we have to redo it. So anyways.
We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So we're going to cut the break, and we'll be right back.
Here we go.
Tanning injections. I never thought that.
I got your stuff over here.
Okay.
Hey.
I thought we were going to start.
Hey, this is Dr. Buzz. I'm back. Buckeye Physical Medicine and Rehab. BuckeyePMR.com's website. I'm here today with Dan. What's up, Dan?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
So, Dan, tell me about yourself. How, because we're on radio, no one knows how old. Like, how old are you?
I hate to talk about my age, but I'm 57.
And
Is that too old for you, Rachel? No, never mind. I'm 57, but yeah, I mean, I've been.
And you have young kids.
I have young kids. Yep.
How old are your boys? You have
it's almost 8, 10, and 12.
right.
Almost.
So you have to stay young.
Yeah.
And we're on radio. People can't see. Dan's ripped. Dan's got 6-pack abs.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, Buzz. I've been working out for over 40 years. Well over 40 years.
That's why I think we met years ago.
Yeah,
I remember. Probably.
Yeah. Over 40 years ago. And I lift for, I'm one of those freaks that enjoy working out. I always have. I've always been driven.
It's been part of your routine for.
Yeah.
What made you start?
I tell you, a lot of people ask me what got started, how'd you get started, and why do you keep doing it? And I go, well, listen, I work out for like 3 reasons: vanity, insanity, and a little profanity.
Okay, I got it.
Are you going to ask? Are you going to?
Yeah, go shoot.
Explain.
Explain.
Well, because
this is G-rated, by the way. Go
the
for it.
profanity part is because I look like shit if I don't.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, that's dumb. I just made it up. But.
No, it's good though. I like it.
Yeah, but no, seriously, vanity, insanity. I feel good when I work out. I want to look good, but primarily I want to feel good. I want to be there for my kids. It's a lifestyle, and you can do. Everybody has something. Everybody has something that gets them out of bed, and this is something that I enjoy.
And then you get it. Like, what's your schedule? You get up first thing in the morning and work out, or what's your typical?
I'm real flexible. I work out at home. I work at home, and I work out either at home or at the gym. So I work out 3 days at the gym, 3 days at home, and I'm flexible because I work at home. And some days I'll work out first thing in the morning. Usually about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So.
And how many days a week are you doing? 6 days a week?
6 days a week.
And how much time per workout?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, as I've gotten older, I've made massive changes to the way I work out. I don't do. I look at it like this. Okay, you take a wire hanger. Okay, a wire hanger, and you bend it back and forth long enough. What's going to happen? It's going to get hot and it's going to break. Okay, so I don't believe in high intensity for guys our age. I don't believe in high reps for guys our age. I believe in low reps, very manageable weights. Okay, and lots of sets. That's my. Over 40 years, it took me to come to that conclusion that I like lots of sets.
Give me like how many sets per workout? How many reps?
You know what? If let's just take the proverbial arm curl. Yeah. I'll do 7 reps and put it down. Not 20 seconds later, I'll pick it up again and do 7 more reps. I could do that 15 times with 15 different weights.
So 15 sets.
Yeah.
7 reps.
Yeah.
Short break in between though. Short.
Oh, short break. But maybe it's in my head. I don't know. But I don't know the biomechanics of it or anything. But it seems to me like doing low reps, there's less wear and tear. And then in between sets, every set you have a little bit of a break. You pick it up. The weight feels light again. It's not like when you do 30 reps and throw down the weights and
I do recall. I haven't seen you in the gym forever, but you were always very strict form. No cheating, no swinging.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I used to lift I used to be a competitive lifter, but as you know, when you get older, you got to get past that and lift more with your head. And
So
think
check the ego and
exactly, because you know, in many cases, I can lift more than I do, but there's no reason to. It's not like I'm getting a medal for it.
Right. I think a lot of people when they work out, the weights are a tool to get to an end.
Yes.
It's not unless you're competing to like a power lifter or something like that.
Right.
That's a different thing.
And
But if you're doing it for body sculpting or bodybuilding or to gain like good muscle, you want to control it. I think I remember Dorian Yates. That was a bodybuilder.
Oh, I remember Dorian.
And this guy trained heavy and hard for years, but basically had to retire due to all his injuries. And if you read
Yep.
his book,
Yep.
he's like, the way he trains now, and he's in good shape now if you see him. He's like, if you're swinging or using momentum for anything, you're training the tendons, not the muscles.
Exactly.
So if you're banging the weights off your chest or you're using momentum, you're more likely to get injured. And I also tell people, think of working out as a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to work out, and it doesn't have to be just weight training, running or whatever you do, you probably should, you have to exercise until the day you die.
Right.
Everyone has to exercise. That doesn't mean you have to be a gym rat like you. Whether that's jogging or riding a bicycle or whatever your thing is.
Why am I not offended by the gym rat comment?
Gym rat. Yeah. but you plan on doing it forever. So whatever that entails for you.
Sustainability. Everything I do right now is about sustainability. I really believe that, I can keep doing what I'm doing for a lot more years because I'm doing it smart.
Yeah. You look like Jack LaLanne, these guys. They do train until they checked out.
Yeah, and he didn't know what we know now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I stay active too. I love to hike. I take my kayak and I love to get lost in nature.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love to get away from everybody.
Get off the grid.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Leave the cell phone behind.
Yeah, I went down to the Ohio River this past summer, camped on the beach by myself, kayaked it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hopefully your boys will get into that too.
Exactly.
Especially this day and age, I see my kids like they're on their phones, like they're so interconnected with everything.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
You got to turn them on to nature. That really opens up their eyes.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'm not a hunter. This is a funny story. I'm not a hunter at all. So, but my one son wanted to go hunting. I'm like, okay, we'll go. But I said, well, if we shoot something, we're going to eat it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't seasons. And so he wanted to go. I said, why don't we start with something small like a squirrel?
Okay.
And if we like it, then we'll go. So, and I'm busy. I work all the time too. And what I got out of hunting, which is a crazy thing, is we're sitting there in the woods, and all of a sudden the woods come alive. I look up and there was raccoons in the tree, which I wouldn't have saw if I was hiking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was all these things going on that we're so fast and we're
That's right.
Everything's a rush. So when you're just sitting there.
That's right. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I will since you mentioned being out in the trees and stuff. My business is Hocking Hills Canopy Tours, and talk about getting back to nature. It's really amazing that to get up in the canopy of the trees and see nature from that perspective is amazing. I mean, you see all kinds of wildlife, and even if you don't see wildlife, just the trees and being a part of nature, it's spiritual. I love it.
Yeah, explain to people because people might be listening and they've never experienced. So it's hot. What's the name again?
It's called Hocking Hills Canopy Tours.
Is that can they find you online?
Yeah, it's at zipohio.com. We were the first ones in all the Midwest to do zip lines, like world-class zip line canopy tours.
And when you say world-class, I will tell you, it's a funny story. Before I even knew that was yours, and we were friends, but I didn't know what you did. A friend of mine came from Louisville with a whole group of people, and I was like, I'm driving through Columbus, we're going to do this zip line thing. And I had been zip lining, but not at your place. And zip lining, if you haven't done it, you got to do it one time. It is amazing. It's amazing.
It's the most fun I've had out in nature, other than just hiking.
Very safe too. Like I mean, people have this thing and anyone can do it, right? It's super safe. It's
yeah. Well, we have guidelines that we follow for. It's called the Association for Challenge Course Technologies. That's the governing body. Yeah, I mean, we love taking people out there and just having them step out of their comfort zone, step off, and just
You step off a platform and you're flying.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. But anyway, that's what I do, and it's I love it. I'm thankful for it. It's a gift.
Yeah, and highly recommend check it out. But my friend, when he came here, I'm going. His exact words, I went to this place in Hawking, which is your place, and it was world class.
Yeah.
Which is cool because my friend Paul travels all over. He's done it all over the world. So when he said that, I was like, oh man, I got to check this place out. So.
Oh yeah, we've had people from all over the world show up. I mean, I'm trying to think of the country that Siberia. I had a group from Siberia, and I'm like, you're kidding me, right?
They were just happy it wasn't.
You mean Siberia, Ohio? No, Siberia. And I go, isn't that where they send the Russian prisoners? And they're like, no, it's not that bad. But yeah, we've had people all over the world, and it's a professional place. And I have.
You have a kid one too, like my kids one. Like you have like a.
Well, let me tell you what we have. We have 2 complete professionally guided tours. Each one takes 2.5 hours. And it's an interpretive type of thing too, where they explain the history, the nature, the flora, the fauna, that kind of stuff. So we have that, and we have a super zip, which is 100% adrenaline. You go a quarter of a mile. It's a dual zip line, so you can like race next to your buddy, and you go Superman style, face first, which is really cool. And you dive down into the woods, and then you go right down the center of the Hocking River. So awesome. It's really cool.
How fast?
I would say it depends on your weight.
Right.
We won't let anybody on there over 250 because they just go too fast. They'll go over 50 miles an hour.
All right. I'll just make it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they go up, something under 50 miles an hour. Good. Then we have a dragonfly zip line for kids, which is amazing. These kids can.
My kids did that. That was cool. Like because the young kids were doing. Kids
well, it's only for the kids, but it's cool for parents because while their kids are zipping and really having a good time, the parents can walk right underneath and take pictures and encourage them and stuff. It's really cool. And then we also have off-road Segway adventures, which you know what a Segway is, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been on
like mall cop. Well, we have the off-road version of that, and we take them on an interpretive guide on the Segway, and we have 270 acres down there of beautiful land.
It's beautiful down there.
Yeah, so that, like I said, I love to get lost in nature. That's the first place I go. But it's cold outside right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about it. I'll get you in the spring. But so anyway, so you've been training for a long time, and what made you think that maybe you were starting your hormones were starting to decrease? Like, did you have symptoms or what? Like, what?
It's nothing that hits you overnight. There was a poet that said, this is pretty negative, but he was quoted as saying, "We ripen and ripen, then we rot and rot." And it's really a negative perspective. But the fact is, you reach a certain point in your life where you're like, I'm definitely going downhill. I'm just not feeling right, not feeling up to par. I don't even feel like doing the things that I enjoy doing. I don't even feel like doing them. And that goes on, and you fight it. That's why I work out. That told me that I need to work out harder, work out longer, and eat better, and I did all of those. So you can fight it, but there comes a point where you're just not. The realization is you're not going to be what you used to be. So a couple years ago, I was 55 when I started testosterone, and.
So what happens? You just didn't have the energy.
Yeah,
get the results.
Just low enthusiasm, And the thing is that it wasn't something. It wasn't anything life changing or dramatic. The results, but I had a little extra energy, a little extra more enthusiasm, feeling stronger overall. Because as you get older, you start to feel your age, And like I said, it's nothing dramatic. It's very subtle. And
shit.
I love how you guys...
I'm sorry, can we stop?
Yeah.
Can we stop? Something's wrong with this thing, and I don't know what the heck's the matter with it. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Something's wrong with the recording equipment here, and I've got everything all screwed up.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, damn it.
We have to start over.
No, I'm sorry.
you know, that goes on, and you fight it.
Oh,
and that's why we're.
I hate my voice. I can't listen to my
work
voice.
out
We're
harder.
gonna dump it. I can't stand your voice.
I know, right?
Oh God, get someone in.
Can you put a filter on it?
We can have
No,
you write the things
I'm
you
going to have
say.
to do the intro again after this is over.
That's fine.
Oh,
Don't worry about
man, this is the first time this has happened. I don't know what the heck's the matter with this.
I
That, and I got to edit out where you said shit.
Did I say shit?
Yeah,
You didn't say shit.
yeah, I got to edit
You can say
that
duty.
out. Oh, my
For poop.
God.
Well, I did say
poopy or
profanity.
poopy
Yeah,
doo.
yeah.
I want to get a buzz filter for my voice.
We've got to do the beginning again. We can pick up with, hang on just a minute.
You know, that goes on, and you fight it. You know,
I'm sorry, I've got to listen to this.
You're fine.
Me that I
To
need to
see
work
where
out
we-
harder, work out longer, and eat better, and I did all of those. So you can fight it, but there comes a point where you know you're just not. You know, the realization is you're not going to be what you used to be.
You guys went on vacation anywhere this year?
So a couple years ago, I mean,
This
I was
past
50
year,
This year coming up together.
you know what?
So a couple years ago, I mean, I was 55.
I took my
when
boys 2 years ago
started,
to St. Thomas.
testosterone.
Because I got a connection down there.
Yeah,
My
you
best
just
buddy
have
lives
the
down there.
Yeah,
All I
I
have to
mean,
do is pay for the ticket. We buy food. We cook.
Here's where I'll tell you where we're
catch
going to have to
food.
pick up.
Yeah.
We're going to have to pick up after you say.
So a couple years ago, I mean, I was 55 when I started
Oh, I'm watching.
testosterone, and
So what happens? You just didn't have the energy.
If you pick up with, so what happens? You just have the energy, and we'll pick up with that, and we'll go from there. And I didn't stop the clock, so this is a total.
Well, you've probably been messing around for 5 minutes. So why don't we run it until...
Probably about, probably about more like about 2 minutes.
Is that okay?
2.5, 3 minutes, no longer than.
So
3
I'll
minutes.
just run it right to...
Because otherwise, the thing's going to be like 35 minutes long.
Do you want me to just run it right to...
Right to.
Where you said shit.
No, this thing, this is pretty accurate. We add on like about 1.5 minutes for the intro. So we're almost at break time. Almost at break time. Here in about another, I'll reset this and we'll put it on to like another minute and we'll go to break.
All right.
So you pick up after he says he.
the point where you know you're just not
Fight it.
testosterone, and so a couple years ago, I mean, I was 55 when I started testosterone, and
And then you'll say, so you were just sluggish, or you were just, you know, whatever it is.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
You,
no worries.
pick up from there. Are we ready?
All righty.
Okay, here we go.
So basically, you're just like sluggish, didn't have energy to work out, or not,
Right.
maybe not motivated. Maybe.
Motivation was the big thing.
And that happens to a lot of
Enthusiasm.
people, you know. So if you think about it, you talk to a lot of people. Do you exercise anymore? And I just don't have the energy anymore. I'm
Right.
just done. And
Right.
they don't attribute it to the hormone. They attribute it to getting old,
Right.
which
Right.
it's not getting old. It's your hormones are declining with time.
Right. And, you know, I didn't realize the benefits of testosterone after lots of research and talking with you and your folks over there. I look at it now like, you know, it's a supplement. If your body's missing it, why not replenish it? I mean, and we're not talking about replenishing it to the point of, to an extreme point.
No.
Because I've had no adverse side effects whatsoever. I'm just happy that you can return levels to where they should be, and you know, like I said, there's no dramatic effect whatsoever. Just you have a renewed enthusiasm for things.
Yeah, and I always tell people, you know, you can't turn back the chronological clock. Unfortunately, I wish we
Right.
could. If we figured that one out, we're
Right.
going to make a bunch. But you can turn back the biological clock.
Yeah.
And slow down how you age on the inside. And that's the whole purpose of anti-aging and the bioidentical hormone supplementation we're doing at Buckeye. We need to cut the break real quick, though, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about that stuff.
Let's do that.
Cool.
Okay, we'll reset this, and then we'll when we come back from break, we'll have maybe and I'll have you recut the intro. Just
That's easy.
hey, welcome to that'll be real.
So how long do we go here?
About 8 or 9 minutes, and I'll give you the 5,
That's cool.
4, 3.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Hey, it's Dr. Buzz. I'm back here with Buckeye Physical Medicine and Rehab. BuckeyePMR.com is a website. Check it out. I'm here with Dan, and we were talking a little bit about, how, people over time, they attribute, lack of energy, a lot of other people, they feel like they need to take a nap in the afternoon. And another big thing that stops people from working out is they start to accumulate injuries.
Right.
And they think that their body's just wearing out and they're getting older. But if you don't have hormones, your body won't fight inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, then you'll have tendonitis in your shoulder and your elbow, and it does stop you from working out because no one likes to train when you have injuries.
Right. Right.
And a lot of times people will come into the office and their back hurts, their shoulder hurts, their elbow hurts, and the first thing I'll say is get blood work done, man, because you're just not healing.
Well, it's a whole package. Working out, eating right, your testosterone, of course, stretching. I know so many people that they work out, they don't stretch at all. Mm-hmm. I spend 45 minutes, I have wrestling mats at home, stretching and moving my body around before I even start lifting weights. Yeah. And I do that every day, 6 days a week, because it feels good.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And if I do have an ache or a pain or a pull or a pinch or something, I'll get out like my thumper, which is an oscillating massager. Mm-hmm. I have your Pedibond system, okay, which stretches your neck, and I have trained myself to figure out how to alleviate some of these aches and pains.
And you can't train. Another thing I always warn people is you can't train through an injury. So a lot of times when people they'll have a shoulder or an elbow injury, and they'll think I'm gonna train through it. I'll take some ibuprofen and train through it. That's a terrible approach.
Right.
So if something's hurting, continue working out, because the next worst thing is just I'm not working out because my shoulder hurts. Well, you can do your legs, you can do your bicep. Train around that injury.
Exactly, and then figure out what the problem is, because your body's just basically kind of what's this like a pulley system. It's a pulley system. So what happens is, if something is hurting over here, you have to trace that back to its source. Mm-hmm. And I think they call that kinesiology, right?
Yep.
And I've learned a lot about that. I have a longtime friend, Dr. Robin Hunter, and she taught me a lot about that and how to alleviate your own pain, and find the source of it.
Yeah, right.
And that's helped me stay in the game as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, but the key thing is never give up.
Right.
And everybody has to exercise at least 4 days a week for a half hour. I say, something.
I always say, do something once a day. Break a sweat once a day. Maybe not a sweat like a heavy sweat, but get your heart rate up once a day. And
what's important for your lymphatic system, your heart, like for everything, because
and then sometimes I ask myself, every once in a while you dread working out, that, and every once in a while I ask myself, well, what am I doing this for? And I go, what the heck else would I be doing? Sitting on the couch, watching TV. I don't know. I'm not a gamer. I'm way older than that cross section of kids.
But it's also important for your kids too. I see. If you're healthy, chances are your kids are going to pick up on what you do. You know what I'm saying? And the reverse is true too. So if you're sitting listening to this and you kind of let yourself go, and maybe it's because you have a hormonal issue or whatever reason, how's that going to motivate your kid to realize the importance of exercise? And obesity and its comorbidities is the number one cause of death in the United States. And we're getting bigger and bigger, and a lot of that can be avoided with exercise and proper nutrition.
Well, with my boys, I have 3 boys, and I love it when I'll say, hey, I'm going to go down in the basement and work out. I'm going to come with you, Daddy.
That's
and they'll come down and they do their little workouts, and they're getting really good at some of them,
That's cool.
When I was their age, my thing was chin-ups, But, yeah. But anyway, back to our age group. If there's anybody out there that feels a little lost, doesn't know where to start, Buckeye Physical Medicine is you guys have taken really good care of me.
Thank you.
But also, there's a right way to start working out and a not right way. And like we were talking on earlier, touched on was that, you know, for our age group, don't try to put up heavy weights. Don't try to do extreme anything. And
It's a
do
marathon,
lot of
not a sprint. It's a marathon,
Exactly.
not a sprint.
But if you're going to sprint in short distances, then stop. Then short, then stop. Get your body rest and accustomed to that kind of lifestyle, because otherwise your body's like a bar of soap in a shower where it just gets, you know, getting beat up, you know, and we don't want that. We want to stay strong.
Yeah. So if someone's listening to the show, was the process pretty easy? Like, what happened? So you come to the office.
No, yeah, it couldn't have been easier. I mean, yeah, you just you talk to a doctor, fill out forms, you know,
Basic medical intake.
Oh, yeah,
whatever, but, you know.
and then they'll take blood, and then they call you back and talk about what the results of your blood are.
And the blood work never lies. So if you don't need it, we don't do it. So, you know, so there's a
Exactly.
big. We do bioidentical hormone supplementation. So basically, what that means is we don't take away what your body produces. We just look at your body, and if it's not producing what it did when you were healthy and young, we supplement the exact same hormone to replace it. That's it. So we were talking a little bit earlier today, and you said there's no side effects and anything. Well, it's impossible to have side effects because we're simply supplementing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, you could be overdosed or underdosed. That's why we do blood work every 20 weeks, and we monitor you closely.
Right.
But when monitored closely, there are no side effects.
Right.
It's impossible because you're simply supplementing. You know?
Exactly.
So, and I think a lot of people are worried, you know, they're going to take this and they're going to have acne or bad temper. It doesn't work that way.
You know,
Like,
I tell you what, when I'm at the gym, I look for the guys that I like underdogs. I look for the guys that, and I'm Christian. I look for the guys that aren't too sure of themselves, don't know what they're doing, and I walk up to them and talk about these things, and I'll say, hey, you know, guys over at Buckeye Buckeye PMR, they know this stuff, but you know, start slow, you know, make it a lifestyle, eat right, you know, take care of yourself.
the whole package. It's the whole
Yeah,
package.
exactly.
One final thing, we don't have much time left. You said you went to your doctor and you had asked him what he thoughts on hormones, and he didn't know you were doing hormones. You were talking about your primary care. And what was his response?
Oh, he was noticeably kind of perturbed about it. I don't know what the right word is, but yeah. But I told him, I said, listen, look at my blood. He was drawing blood that day. I said, look at my blood, and tell me if there's anything that doesn't look right. Because if there's anything that doesn't look right, I'll stop taking this stuff. You know. And the blood came back perfectly clear. Didn't have any issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of MDs that don't know this stuff.
Right. I mean, they can't know everything, so
No.
we're not here to slam on MDs, but
No,
you know,
we're not.
But
my
it's
doctor,
impossible.
my doctor's awesome. I love
Yeah.
him. He's one of the smartest guys I know. But this isn't his specialty, and this is a specialty.
Right.
And
Right. So
so I recommend it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, Dan. I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
And check
Thanks
out, what's the website again to check
Thanks
out
for
the
getting
zip
me out of
line?
the house. zipohio.com.
Check it out
Hocking Hills Canopy Tours.
when it warms up, of course.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
thanks for being on here. And
Thanks, Buzz.
this is Dr. Buzz with Buckeye Physical Medicine and Rehab. BuckeyePMR.com is the website. Check us out. Until next time. All right.